Welcome back, guys, to another movie review. This time I did WWE's The Chaperone, starring Triple H. Quit throwing spitballs at me. This was a strange movie. It was weird to see Triple H play a character like this. But I have to say, and it surprised me too, but it was not that bad. Was it cheesy? Yes. Goofy, lame jokes, all of that. Yes, it was all of that and more. However, as far as a movie goes, I guess for the little kids or whatever, it wasn't really that bad. It was okay. It did have a couple funny parts in it. So I thought overall the movie was alright. I've definitely seen worse. Much, much worse. And as far as the WWE movies go, I haven't seen too many. I've seen The Condemned, See No Evil, saw 12 Rounds. I don't think I've seen any more. So I watched this and it really wasn't that bad. So I thought it was okay. The first thing that happens is Triple H is in jail, and he's got this ridiculously fake looking beard. It is absurd. He looks like he's been in a Viet Cong prison, but it just looks so fake and so stupid. He's popular in jail. He's got friends. Everybody calls him Ray Ray. But anyways, he's getting out of jail. He's talking to the guys. He says he's not coming back. He's changed his ways. He's a new man. And he leaves, and his old criminal friend comes, who's played by Uncle Eddie from Grounded for Life. Probably seen him in a few other movies. I really like the guy. I think he's a good actor. And I think he's funny too. So Triple H gets out of prison. He's got his fake beard on. And the first thing he does is he steals Uncle Eddie's car. I'm just going to call him Eddie from now on. His name's LaRue or something like that in the movie, but I'm just going to call him Eddie. So he tries to pick Triple H up, or Ray, and he says it's not Ray anymore. Or it's not Ray Ray anymore. It's just Ray from now on. That part of me is dead. So Ray steals Eddie's car. He goes to see his kid, his ex-wife. Neither of them want to have anything to do with him. He's been in prison for 7 years. But he keeps trying. He keeps trying to get close to his daughter. He goes to see her at school. He ends up breaking up a fight between two kids. And he meets Lisa Simpson, who is like the teacher. And she says they're short a chaperone. Would he be interested? She doesn't know. He just got out of prison. And he says yes. So he agrees to be the chaperone. Back when he was a criminal, apparently he was the getaway driver for Eddie. And he did some kind of bank robbery, tripped the alarm, ran out the back, leaving Ray to get arrested, which is why Ray went to prison for 7 years. So they got a lot of heat with each other. But he wants him back. He goes to see Ray at his apartment, and he says, there's a bank robbery. You interested? Ray gets really mad. He punches a wall. Tells him he spent 7 years in prison for him, and he refuses. So he gets really mad, and Eddie says, I'm going to keep trying. I owe this to you. So anyway, we see Ray go back to the ex-wife's house, and he meets her new husband, or boyfriend, who was played by Elliot from Just Shoot Me. And he's a doctor and he's fancy, and Ray feels like he can't compete with him, so he goes off to find a job. He can't find a job. He goes back home late at night to his apartment, and it burned down. So he loses everything, and he goes to see Eddie. And he asks about the job, the bank robbery, and he agrees to be the getaway driver for Eddie and these other two criminals to go in there, rob the bank. They're going to come back out, get in the car, and Ray's supposed to drive away. Ray changes his mind while the guys are inside robbing the bank, because right across the damn street is the school bus going on the field trip, and he sees his daughter getting on the bus right across the street where they're robbing the bank. So he's staring at her. He realizes he can't do this. He can't risk losing her again. He gets out of the car, tosses the keys, so Eddie and the rest of the guys are screwed, and he goes and gets on the bus. So the other guys get out of the car, or get out of the bank. They get in the car. They realize he's gone. They can't find the keys, so they decide to take off and run. Eddie and his partner go one direction. The other guy grabs the money and takes off towards the bus. He trips on the baggage, losing the duffel bag full of money. It gets put on the bus with Ray, and he takes off, gets hit by a cop car, and gets arrested. So Eddie and the other criminal, they are trying to escape the cops. They steal a lady's car. They're driving away, and they see Ray on the bus. And they're like, what the hell is he doing? So they start putting things together, and they think that he was in cahoots with the other guy, and they plan this thing for the money to go on there. So they start following him. They run into a diaper truck that takes dirty diapers or something and wrecks their car. So they end up stealing the diaper truck, and they're driving the diaper truck to chase Ray. The cops are going to check the car keys they found at the bank for prints. On the bus, Ray is the chaperone. He gets hit with the spitball. He goes crazy. He loses it on the kids. All the kids are really quiet. One of the kids that his daughter has a crush on actually stands up and thanks Ray for keeping the noise down. And then his daughter starts to kind of warm up to him just a little bit. The cops find out about the school bus from the drugged up criminal that was hit by the cop car. And they find Ray's fingerprint on the keys, obviously. Eddie calls the school to try and get info on the trip and trick the principal. So he finds out where they're going, so he starts stalking the school bus. The first stop on the field trip is a dinosaur museum, but they don't have a tour guide. Tour guide's gone or something like that. So they think, we can't go to the dinosaur museum. So Triple H, or Ray, knows everything about dinosaurs, and he gives the tour. So he starts telling the kids all about dinosaurs, and they get really impressed with him. But then Eddie shows up there with his partner. Ray sees them. He knows they got guns. So he ends the tour, says everybody back on the bus. He pulls a fire alarm. He ends up beating up Eddie and the other guy in the bathroom. He tells him to stay away from him and his kid. Then he drives the bus away because they can't find the bus driver. So now Ray is driving the bus. And they go to the next stop, which is the French Quarter. They're taking a tour of the French Quarter in New Orleans. Ray finds the money hidden under the bus, and he sees Eddie across the street. It's really weird how all these things line up, but he sees Eddie. They're on the phone. They're talking to each other. He agrees to give him back the money, but he goes over to give it to him, and a cop drives by, sees Eddie and the other guy, and they start a chase. So basically, Eddie thinks he's screwing with him, that Ray is setting all this stuff up. Meanwhile, his daughter's talking to the boy she likes, and he brings up her dad. And I thought it was weird how every time she talks to this kid, he keeps bringing up her dad, like every single time. Your dad's so cool. He's just trying to be close to you. It was really bizarre. But eventually Eddie escapes, and he thinks Ray screwed him. And he actually says that he did more than change his name in prison. He became a mastermind. He goes to meet some friends to help him get Ray and get the money back. Ray calls him from the hotel. He says that he wants to meet Eddie, but he's got some plans to hang out with his daughter around New Orleans first, but he's going to give him the money in 2 hours. So the cops show up while Ray is out on the town with his daughter, taking her to lunch, and they tell the teacher about Ray. Then his daughter sees him as a suspect on TV in the latest bank robbery. She gets all pissed off at him again after they just started bonding. Back at home, the new husband of his ex-wife, or boyfriend, is about to propose to his ex-wife, and his ex-wife sees Ray on TV as a suspect too. She gets freaked out and she drives to New Orleans. The cops are at the hotel, so Ray can't get in to get the money that he was going to give Eddie, so he sends his daughter in to get the duffel bag full of money. She gets the money, gives it to Ray. She goes back in the hotel, and she ends up getting kidnapped by Eddie, who wanted a backup plan just in case Ray was trying to screw him again. Ray goes to give back the money, and he goes to this warehouse, and Eddie's friends he had talked to earlier are there. They start a fight with Ray. He beats him up. They have an Asian guy. He does the typical Asian move where he grabs a stick and twirls it around all over the place, doing a lot of karate moves. And then Ray grabs a pipe, and then he just takes off running. We've seen it a million times. He meets Eddie, and they agree to change the money for his daughter. He gets his daughter to safety, puts her in the back of a taxi, they drive away. But when they go to open the money bag, of course it's stuffed. The duffel bag, she got the wrong duffel bag, it got mixed up. So they kidnap, well, they don't kidnap, they just take Ray hostage now. His daughter goes back to the hotel and tells the cops that Ray is innocent, she doesn't know where he is. She gets the other kids to help her plan an escape to save her dad. One kid's got some kind of app he designed, he's a genius, and he can trace Ray's cell phone. Another kid's got a bunch of firecrackers he can use as a distraction, so he puts firecrackers in the bathroom. The kids sneak out of the hotel, they steal a bus. They steal the school bus for the field trip. They track down Ray. Eddie's beating him up, and he says his mastermind brain is trying to trick us again. The kids show up to free him. They do some more firecracker stuff, have the bad guy slip on some beads, Home Alone type stuff. Ray accidentally calls the radio show, I think it was accidentally, on his cell phone, and they hear the criminals talking to him about the robbery and the money, and they say they're going to call the cops. The cops arrive freaking instantly. They arrest Eddie and his partner. They go to arrest Ray, but then they get a call that he's innocent thanks to the radio show. Ray's ex-wife, Sally's mom, shows up. She bitch slaps Ray twice. And then it shows later on, in the future, Ray is on a date with Sally's mom, his ex-wife, which I thought was really weird, because the Elliot from Just Shoot Me, the guy who was going to propose to her, he's like completely screwed. But it's whatever. Got to give it the big happy fairy tale ending here. So he's going on a date with his ex-wife again, and then we see that he got a job working on a radio show, and the first guy calling in is Eddie, calling him from prison. He says that he's not adjusting to prison life very well, and Ray basically just insults him, tells him to sleep with his back against the wall, and hangs up on him. And I thought that was kind of messed up, because Ray had throughout the movie been talking to this radio show psychiatrist person, and that's where he got his job now. That's where he changed his life. And at one point he did try and tell Eddie and the other guy to change their life. But now it's the end of the movie, and Eddie's calling him, and instead of giving him a chance like Ray had, he basically just insults the guy and hangs up on him, and that's the end of the movie. So I thought that part was kind of messed up. But you know, it's a goofy movie, so who really gives a shit? So overall, I thought it was funny, it was strange, it was weird to see Triple H act like this. But overall, it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. It wasn't that bad. If I had to give it a rating out of 5 stars, I'd give it a 3. I watched it on Netflix, and it was like an hour and 43 minutes or something like that. So I thought it was okay. It wasn't very bad at all. And I think if you have Netflix and you can just watch this for fun, I would check it out, because there is some funny stuff here. Like I said, the first thing you see is Triple H wearing this big ass fake beard, and it's just ridiculous. Like he can't shave because he's in prison or something. It made no sense. But anyways, I hope you guys like this review. I'm going to try and do some more movie reviews, so if you have any requests for movies, send them to me in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Bye.